Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. This is the Double RT Boxing Show. I am your host, Mr.A. And Alexander Povetkin has just, but he should just defeat Christian Hammer. The bout just ended. It was a clear case of I'm here, give me my check for Christian Hammer. He made no attempt to win this fight. Back foot, high guard, survival mode all night. There were some instances in the fight where he just literally backed himself into a corner not to throw punches. It's like, to me, the most action in this fight was from like round 7 to 9. And in round 7, Hammer got deducted a point for holding. He was warning the ref. He's hit me behind the head. He's hit me behind the head. And that's what I mean by the most action from Hammer. He was actually like walking away to avoid trouble, telling the ref he hit me behind the head. Because besides that, he wasn't really doing nothing. He wasn't moving his hands to punch. I think he gave Alexander more fist bumps than punches, man. It was just a serious, like Povetkin. He did he did look decent. He was out there trying to jab himself in when he did get in. Uh, he had to do some combination unloading. He had double up on the hooks. He doubled up to the body. He had double up to the left, up top, down low. At points, he'd throw a left hook, a right hook, then a left hook, then a right uppercut. So Povetkin was out there uh, putting in work. It just Hammer was not gonna allow Povetkin to look good. He was not gonna allow Povetkin to do a knockout. He Hammer came here specifically to get this check. They said this was the mandatory for two sanctioning bodies, WBA and the WBO. I thought it was just a WBO, considering that's the belt they're fighting for, the WBO International. But if this was for the WBO and the WBA mandatory spot, Hammer, what were you doing? It was to the point where it was so survival mode from the get go for Hammer that Povetkin, when he was throwing a few feints, Povetkin could have used more feints to try and open up the survival lock. But even the little feints that Povetkin was doing, Hammer didn't even react to him because he was just like, "No, I'm surviving it regardless. So whatever you're faking, I'm not gonna counter it." So it was like no counters were coming from Hammer. So there was no counters to counter for Povetkin. Povetkin looked pretty nimble on his feet for the age of a 37 or the 38. Um, he's still, what worries me, and I think if so, this was for the WBA and WBO spot. Povetkin's still somewhat more for his left, not as much as his right. But when he dips that left hook, he dips his whole head, and he like lean over. He leans. So when he's doing one of these to come in, I think definitely Wilder will come in with that right hand and just knock him out like he did like Spilka, because he opens up the same way. With that the way Spilka came in like that, he leaves it all open for a right hand. I think Joshua could clip him with the uppercut when he does that. As far as Parker, I think that might be Povetkin's best chance. I think he'll give uh, Joshua just a run for his money for a couple rounds just off activity. But I think I think Joshua eventually knocked him out like within 8 or something. I think Wilder knocks him out like within 5 because of the jab. I think he'd just keep him out there and just time that right hand. Well, to me, Parker doesn't have a dominating jab yet. He hasn't displayed it, so I think that might be Povetkin's best chance to actually do a fight, a long rounds, and who knows what happens in 12 rounds of heavyweight boxing. But I still got Parker winning that bout too. I don't see Povetkin unless it's just a heavyweight chin catching punch that might shake anybody. I don't see him defeating any of the 3 champs. Not at this stage in his career. But he did look good. I do see Povetkin. He can handle. I think he can handle a Dylan White. I think he can handle a Big Baby Miller. Now, do I think he could beat those guys? I don't know, but I think they'd be highly competitive fights. I think they're 50-50 fights. Big Baby Miller, um, White. Who else is out there? You got Andy Ruiz. But I don't know if Povetkin's even going to waste his time at this stage of his career looking at those backs. I think he's going to cash these 2 belts out, the WBO International and the WBA Continental. I think he's going to cash those 2 belts out most likely if he can't get a successful title victory from those 2 belts. I see him probably hanging it up. But that is the post-fight recap right here on Double RT Boxing. I am your host, Mr.A, reciting that Alexander Povetkin with an easy, unanimous decision, 12 rounds to 0 with a 7th round point deduction. Survival mode, completely survival mode for Christian Hammer. I think inside his gloves, I think he had a little Switch Army knife or something because he was ready for survival. He made no attempt to win this fight. Thank you for your time and support. This is Mr. A saying thank you.